I think. Or else
do
it's
it one more
dot,
time.
dot, or it's dash, dash, dot, dot, dash, dash.
So which is it?
I don't know.
Do it again.
I think it's this.
Well,
Are
it's not the.
are we on the? We're okay.
Yeah.
We're doing SOS.
We're doing SOS.
Hold on, like this. So it'd be.
Sydney, we got it.
It came through. It came through.
Nice. Nice.
So here we are.
Not talking about the Titan anymore.
Well, we were talking about this.
Okay.
We're figuring out the code for SOS. I don't think they had that much time to type out SOS.
Oh, no, they definitely did not.
It was a millisecond. So, update. Spoiler alert for the folks that tuned in for the last episode. We were talking about that submersible Titan. Some of you may not have heard of this. Let me put my glasses on. So I know what's going on.
It look a little smart.
It'll be too sexy.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have Sydney mic'd up this morning.
Good morning,
guys,
Sydney.
how's it going?
There it is.
Hey.
That is a voice. That's the silky, dulcet tones of Miss Sydney over there. Our faceless voice.
Yeah, so now I don't even have to just give you guys the eyes when you're going, when you're on the edge.
I know.
I can
Bring
actually
it back.
say.
Why have we never done this before? This is great.
Because we usually have somebody right here.
It's true.
But if you've noticed,
It's just us.
We're each on our own little camera this morning.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Veganism is not a phase. It is a cult.
Yes,
That's what it looks like
indeed.
right there.
It is a cult.
It looks a little...
Are you in or are you out?
I'm in.
Are you one of us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I was thinking about, I was mowing the grass. We got back from the beach. It was really tall grass. And I was like, I'm going to get bit by one of those Lone Star ticks.
Yes.
And what's going to happen is this is going to make Sarah's day.
It is.
And because I was thinking, I just can't eat meat anymore.
Those ticks are just doing God's work out there, you guys.
Freaking Lone Star ticks. So it's just 1, 2, 3. Do we say 2 3/4 because you can't see your face?
Yeah.
Today we're going to play a little get to know us because all we ever hear as we're walking through town, people are coming up all the time. We know we learn about your guests,
Right.
But what about you? What makes you tick? And I'm like, maybe one of these days we'll do that episode. The perfect day for the episode is the day after July the 4th because nobody is in town and nobody wants to meet us at 10 in the morning to talk on a podcast. I'm not sure we want to be here, but here we are.
But
you know what
here
it
we
is? It's commitment.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
To our fans. We're committed to our fans.
But also I have a
And
message.
I think Sydney got here at 4 in the morning because she's texted we could start earlier. Yeah. Blink. So you blink. You go.
That's how you SOS?
So, during the Vietnam War, the prisoners, they communicate a lot with
Oh, really?
Morse code links. Yeah.
Were you there?
I was not there.
Okay.
No, I was not there. But I've read books. You know who would probably be, if we could bring Taylor back, I guarantee he knows all the Morse codes.
Yeah, he probably does.
He's a bit of a military.
We could call him right now.
Get him on the phone. Get him on the horn. You know what? We're going to be calling old guests today.
Yes.
This thing is fluid. It's moving. We don't know where it's going to go. We know we got about 26 more minutes to fill, and we're going to get there, folks. Buckle up. Join us for this ride. It's exciting. We're coming at you once again from the Star Hill Dairy Market Downtown Lounge. You will hear that in the back, because just to prove that we're telling the truth, because they are throwing kegs. It's like a competition back there and slamming tables. See who can make the most noise.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it's a tie because they're all doing very well. There they go. Oh, that's a drill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be,
You know what they might be
it's a
doing?
smorgasbord.
It's a lot.
Did I say that right? Smorgasbord?
Yeah.
I think so.
Of sound.
Schmorgas.
You know what that is? SOS. It's symmetry. It's synergy. We bring everything back. It's like a Seinfeld episode. We start here, and we're going to end back here. Smorgasbord of sound, SOS. There it is. ... dash, dash, ... Let me make sure. Fill in a little space while.
Well, you just got back from the beach.
Yeah.
Did you travel there by submersible by chance?
I did not. Oh, that's right. We were doing an update.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. So for the folks that don't know, a sub actually crashed going down the Titanic, and we covered it last week. Not really a spoiler alert, not really an update. I'm sure everybody heard this, but just in case you haven't, no one made it.
That we know of.
That we know of. Yeah, conspiracy? Are you thinking that?
I mean, there's all kinds of things.
Right.
The internet is full of theories.
What's the best theory you've heard while with the SOS?
The best theory I've heard was, it was from a meme, and it was a picture, a different one than Sydney's. The Titan going down with a speech bubble that says, "I know something about the Clintons."
Oh,
That's pretty good.
So it was wrong. But I wasn't.
I wonder what we were saying.
Huh? Yeah. We just got bleeped in 32 different countries. Hold on.
So now I think we just triggered an FBI search for our
So
location.
the interesting thing about that, right? So we heard the tapping on day 3 of the search, which ended up being a rescue boat tapping to try and make sounds to the Titan.
Get it.
But when you're in international waters, there's no rules, there's no central communication. So you've got all these people out there doing all these different things, and no one knows what anything is.
You know, a great example of international waters
Cruise.
is Scientology. Have you heard of Sea Org?
Yes.
Have you heard of this?
I haven't heard of Sea Org. I've heard of Scientology.
Okay, well, Sea Org has this old cruise liner, right? Like an old love boat that they bought.
Okay.
And they have these, and it's in international waters. They do crazy stuff.
Yeah. Whatever you want. No
if you
rules.
Do a deep dive. If you got a weekend to kill, check out Sea Org Scientology. I don't know how you get into one of those things, but
You got to know someone.
do you know somebody's on Sea Org? Because that would be a guess.
I mean,
That's a get.
let me see what I can do.
That's a get, right? That's what we say in the biz. That's a get. Yeah, that would be awesome if we could talk to somebody about Sea Org.
I don't know how much people would talk about what happens at Sea Org.
Yeah, we might have to go on the ship, but I don't know we'd ever be seen again.
True.
But if you could travel the world, I guess.
What do you think are the odds that you would convert if you were?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, me
100%.
too.
Yeah,
I feel like
if you had me for a week, and you put me on a cruise liner. Now, let me come in as a higher level. I'm not talking Tom Cruise high level or John Travolta,
Okay.
but maybe like a C-list celebrity.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, Lisa Rennie. No. What was her name? Who was the chick from King of Queens? Leah Remini? Maybe like her level.
Okay.
Yeah, like.
Why are you thinking of her? Is she a Scientologist?
Well, she's blowing the lid on Scientology. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, she may not show up one of these days. That's like Cosa Nostra.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted that level. I don't want to be. If I go into Sea Org, I need to be like, I don't know, maybe like a gopher level on the ship. You remember the show Love Boat? Gopher was the ship's purser and a few at bars. I need that level. I don't want to be.
You don't want to be a peasant.
Yeah. I don't want to. I'm not. Yeah. I don't want to be steerage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would convert for sure for that. I mean, plus you get to figure out all about the aliens. You know that the basis of Scientology is that aliens are buried at the base of volcanoes.
Which, I mean, there's no way to
sense.
disprove that.
Huh?
You can't disprove that.
That's right. So
A solid,
I love-
solid backup.
Yeah.
I love
Science.
Daniel Tosh is a comedy bit. Certain religions, and he's like, if your great grandfather or grandfather say, "Yeah, I knew the guy that started that," it's not a real religion. So, and he does it for one in particular, but I don't know who's. I don't want to offend anyone. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to make friends and make connections and build the Station C community, which brings us back to Star Hill Lounge. Thanks again.
And guess who I saw this morning in the lounge?
Who?
Lo Davis.
Really?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
What a
He's
guy.
meeting with Eleanor. They're having a little powwow out there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, grab him in here.
Well, yeah.
Ask him what happened at the College World Series. That was a debacle, by the way.
Yeah.
A train wreck. I don't even know what happened.
I don't know if he's ready to talk about it.
I don't know if I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to yell about it, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a better person and I'm bigger. I'm just getting back from the vacation. Well, I don't want to stress myself out like that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. How was vacation?
Yeah,
How are
ride
you
it out.
feeling?
I feel good. I feel rejuvenated. I have discovered that Hazel, my 5-year-old, would stand in the ocean for 8 hours a day.
Just
at
stand.
least. Well, she likes the waves.
Yeah.
So when you're like
Yep.
3'8", you know,
Yeah.
string bean, every time there's waves, it's a pretty great feeling.
Oh, it's amazing.
She kind of had float therapy while she was there the whole time. But she loved the waves. It was a good time. It was a little hot.
Yeah.
But Keel Island, if you've never been there, go.
Well, I saw it on TikTok because they have some huge gators.
Oh yeah, big gators.
Really?
Oh,
Massive.
big gators.
And they just walk around on the neighborhood streets.
Oh.
Yeah. So we always stay on the beach, on the ocean front.
Well, I mean, if you're going to the beach, you got to go to the beach.
But if you go like one road off, it gets, I mean, you go out on your back porch at night and there's just a giant gator in your backyard.
Ooh. So you did not take the dog?
No. The lady was eaten by an alligator there like 2 years ago. She had like a little tiny dog. If you can't wonder, Sydney's over here. That's why I keep it.
Yeah.
She had a little tiny dog, and she was walking. I don't know why you walk your little tiny dog next to the ponds in Kiowa, because the signs everywhere, hey, stay away.
Right.
But the gator got the dog. So this lady, this 75-year-old woman, what's her first thought? Not to run away and say, let me get another Pomeranian. She said, I'm going to jump in there and wrestle that gator.
Whoa.
Pomeranian lived. She did not.
The Pom lived.
Wow.
The Pom lived.
But she gave her life
It's a sacrifice.
for the dog. I mean, I would do
She
the
lived
same.
a good life.
I don't
know how old the Pomeranian was. Speaking of cute little dogs,
Yeah.
Hoodoo.
Yes.
Here comes the call. That's a new dog.
Yeah.
Is that the one you got from North Korea?
That is the one. The most recent one.
Yeah.
You might have noticed he's a little bit bald.
No.
We're growing his hair back. He came to us, he had hair on his face and a little on his legs, but his whole body. And his skin's like black, like an elephant.
Whoa.
So we're regrowing his hair. He's doing really well. It's shocking when you see it. His tail looks like a rat tail. I guess I just, like, you kind of know how small dog tails are in there, but not really.
Right.
I mean, it's like this skinny. It's like a pencil.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's it for? What's a dog tail for?
I don't know. Cow tails are for flies.
Right.
Yeah.
I think dog
Some
tails are
dogs
for
help them steer in the
happy.
water.
Yeah, steer in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, signaling mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emotions.
Okay, there you go.
Emotions.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what? Drop of science. Don't just tune in for the folks. We're going to teach you all about animal behavior. It's that kind of a show today.
Yeah.
So we're learning about each other. Coming at you from the start.
You know what's
And a
crazy?
dirt
Yeah.
Thanks again, everybody.
about-
Let's get back to. Are we doing the show today? We are doing the show, right?
We're talking about
Hey, guys, we're live
today. I mean, trying to understand animal behavior without like seeing it through the human eyes and assigning it like human concepts is really one of the more difficult things.
Right.
Because we just assume like, oh, a dog feels happy in the same way we feel happy, but we really have no idea what the dog's feeling.
No. You always wonder what's the dog thinking, but is the dog thinking anything, or is he just reacting? What do you think? You've got 83 dogs.
I do have 83 going on, 98
98. More dogs coming from North Korea.
from Florida this time.
That's even
The
worse.
streets of Miami.
Serious
yeah.
spies.
Some serious.
Is this a partnership with Hogs and Kisses?
It is not, but I am going to be at Hugs and Kisses tomorrow.
What's going on?
Fun.
Well, we are doing a little podcast there talking about animal law.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about your podcast professional right here.
Yeah.
Here she is.
She is highly sought after.
So is this what are you going to be discussing about animal law?
Well-
Tune in. Where can we find this podcast?
Yeah.
It's called Beat Around the Barn,
Okay.
and it is on YouTube.
Nice.
And Anne does, I'm not sure if she does an episode every month or what, but they're filmed on her beautiful sanctuary.
I saw one with you.
Yeah.
You're
Cool.
like, there's a lot of pigs around you.
There's a lot of pigs.
Yeah.
And there'll be more pigs now because they got
Yeah.
more pigs.
They got more pigs?
More pigs.
Wow.
And we're excited. I mean, she's got some great things on the horizon. But were you at the presentation she gave on Prop 12? I mean,
No.
Okay. Well, she talked about, the different kinds of victories that animal law is making that aren't real victories. They're
Yeah.
just sort of.
Just for show?
Yeah. I mean, so the Supreme Court just saw its seventh animal related case ever, but this is the first one related to farmed animals. All the other ones have been companion animals. So basically, California is mandating that the gestation crate size for pigs has to be doubled, because as it stands, pigs can't turn around in their crates. They can't stand up. They never see fresh air or sunshine. So the law mandates they have to be double as wide so the pigs can turn and stand up. So,
That's like it's too much to ask.
so California says no pork sold in the state can be in a small gestation
And where
crate. So now the
California
whole
goes.
Midwest is saying, hey, what's up? You can't do that. And the Supreme Court said, well, yeah, they can.
Sure,
and
why
you guys
couldn't
have
you?
to abide.
Right.
So
Yeah,
now,
You don't have to do it. Look,
Right.
If you don't want to sell
here.
to the largest economy in America,
Yeah.
you don't have to do this. But if you'd like
Right.
to make money,
Yeah.
you know what? Give the pigs a bigger box.
so now, pork industry is suing and it's this whole thing. Anyway, so it's a
industry.
victory, but not really.
Yeah.
With those guys, right?
Yeah.
The pork industry. It just sounds horrible.
Well, but you know what they did? They pulled a Trumpy tactic.
An okie doke.
And they called it they're attacking your breakfast. So people are just seeing someone's attacking my breakfast. I got to vote against this. You can't attack my breakfast.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That's you know what? It's not an okie doke. Those are shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
They're pulling some shenanigans.
Hey, will you give me a brief Trump update?
I don't.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, but he's always in trouble.
That's true.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I know that there was a big. I tuned out of the news a little
That's
bit.
good.
It's because
The last I saw was photos of his very ugly bathroom that needs redecorating.
is what?
Very, I know, very ugly
New
bathroom.
dude's in the lead back there. I
Yeah.
think.
Did you see the photos of his bathroom with all the secret document boxes in it?
No.
I mean, it's like a bathroom out of like the 1800s. I've never seen anything more colonial. Just brown hues everywhere. Just
Ooh,
gross.
Beigey.
Yeah.
No.
Dark wood, beige, that like weird pinkish color, like just bad.
Yeah, that's feels
But that
like,
doesn't surprise me, I
feels like
guess.
58 to 66 era.
Yeah.
That thing.
And not updated.
Not a good look.
No.
Not a good
It's like when you walk into those have you ever been in like those RVs from like the 70s? Yeah, like that.
If you see me itching, sunburn, just.
You okay?
I'm not okay.
Okay.
It's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't get burned all week at the beach.
Yeah.
And then on the last day, it was just an intensely hot day. And I sunscreened up 2 or 3 times. But
Could just be a little overexposure.
I think it was.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So Hazel and I basically were in the water for little breaks from like 11 to 5.
Whew.
Nobody else.
What was your last day? Monday?
No, Saturday.
Saturday. Do you know Monday was the hottest day ever recorded worldwide for temperature?
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
I wonder what's causing that.
I don't know. It's really tough to
Weird.
say.
More science. It always makes me get crazy when I hear the folks say, "Oh, humans don't have any effect
Yeah.
on the temperature." And I was like, to me, it's just a basic question: is it hotter to stand in a field or a parking lot?
Right.
And if you think it's hotter to stand in a parking lot, just think what that's doing. I mean, that's just about as basic as I can get. To
Yeah. Or like go to a concert, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like go to an outdoor concert.
Yeah, go to Busch Gardens.
Right.
It's 92 degrees yesterday. Anyway,
Nightmare.
It's very hot today.
Yeah,
I
it
was
is really
sweating.
hot.
that was the
Hold on,
smoke while I was
excuse
gone. I heard that
Oh
was
man,
pretty bad.
it was 170 was our air quality. Can you believe it?
It was
170.
up to 2 something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
First
there were
time?
times. But it was like when you walked outside, you could feel it on your teeth.
Yeah.
It was nasty.
I've never heard that before.
I mean, immediately I knew it when I walked out. And you're driving down 29, and it's like all these power lines and just like gross stores with smoke. And you're like, am I in the apocalypse? I mean, it's wild. Then you're thinking, what have we done? Really, what have we done?
You ready for another little survival apocalypse tip?
Yeah.
Speaking of tea.
Sure.
So in the Marines, we used to have this thing called the gas chamber,
Yeah.
right? And so it was so you can learn how to use your gas mask and appreciate what would happen, and also I think maybe to build up your
Resilience.
towards gas.
Yeah.
Like so, they put you in this. It was the room about this big, no windows, just a door, and in the middle of the room was this table, and they had what they called a cooker, and the cooker was he was dropping in the chlorine gas, not chlorine gas, whatever it is, tear gas.
Yeah.
And the room was you could barely see, and you'd walk in with your gas mask on,
Right.
and you'd line up around the wall, and then you could hear the guy, and he'd be like, "All right, everyone, clear, clear, clear," and you'd pull your mask off, and you had to stand there, and then you'd have to sing the Marine Corps hymn.
Goodness.
So there's no getting out
Right.
of it. But one of the secrets, so the gas is actually little tiny crystals, and that's what burns. So if you can keep your eyes closed, it still doesn't help you. But you breathe through your teeth. And if you breathe through your teeth, it collects most of the crystals. So it's not as
Feel them
bad.
on your teeth.
You can feel it on your teeth. But you don't want to feel it on your teeth. You want to make sure that as soon as you get out,
You're wiping it off.
yeah. You don't even want to wipe it off because you're covered in crystals. Everything is on your body is covered. That's if you have to get out of there pretty quick. But yeah.
Wow.
So if you ever find yourself in a
Good to know.
in a gas situation, breathe through your teeth.
Breathe
I mean,
through your
the animal behavior, apocalypse, survival training. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything to do.
Yeah. Well, speaking of those things, did you know there may be a sriracha shortage coming up?
Man, don't say that. 'Cause
I'm
I
sorry.
love sriracha.
If you come by it, buy a couple.
Really?
The climate is not conducive to growing those sorts of peppers. They're facing a lot of shortages.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just, it's falling apart. The wheels are coming off.
Wheels are coming off,
We're leaking
people.
oil right now, and
Yeah.
the wheels are coming off. I saw that one of the greatest contributors outside of meat production to the global climate change is palm oil. Mm-hmm. Because everybody wants palm oil. So, and palms only grow on the equator. So they're just, and where most of these forests on the equator. So they just dry, these things in the palm trees don't do what these giant trees do. So
Wow.
yeah, we're cooked.
It's really depressing.
Yeah.
So when I was in Costa Rica, I spent a bit of time there, and the local farmers would talk about stuff like that. So they would have these rules, laws. It was illegal to use seeds that weren't from Del Monte, but the only seeds they would sell you would be like palm. So that was your option. You can either grow this or not grow anything at all. So all these people that have farms and they really need to maintain them, that was your option. So they would plow their land and plant the trees. And you'd walk, it's just rows and rows of neatly planted palm oil trees.
That's all they got. Del Monte.
Yeah.
The devil.
The devil.
Monsanto.
Monsanto, that's who it was. Sorry.
That's what I was gonna say.
Del Monte was the
Feels like
brand
that sounds like a
of,
Monsanto move.
Del Monte is the fruit cup.
Back to gas. That was one of the ways Monsanto made a ton of money in the turn of the century, 1910 to 1917, is they produced the mustard gas that people used in war.
Wow.
Yeah, they're bad. That's a bad company.
They are very bad.
Do another deep dive.
Sea Org.
Do Sea Org.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to feel depressed, look at what Monsanto does.
And there's a
And because we said
documentary
that-
on Netflix about what they've done in Hawaii, because Hawaii is like one of the only places that has 5 growing seasons. So if you want to know why all the children of Hawaii have cancer,
Yikes.
look to Del Monte.
Monsanto. Keep
I'm going to call
Del
it.
Monte.
Well, Del Monte is owned by Monsanto.
Wow. So
Sorry to burst your bubble.
more science.
Science.
I mean, there's only like 4 companies, right? They like own everybody.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that some of these, like BlackRock, they own everything. And they were like, well, who owns BlackRock? And they're like, the major holder of BlackRock is the Vanguard Group. You know who owns Vanguard Group? BlackRock. It's crazy. And they own the majority. I mean, it's every media company.
Yep.
It's everything. And who are these people?
Now, do you think they're lizards or people?
Oh, they're lizard people. Yeah, it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's what is that? A chimera?
I'm not sure. Do you remember? Do you remember that? Yeah.
What are you trying to figure out?
The lizard people?
The lizard
What
people?
do you call like a person that's half
Sydney,
animal,
come on.
creature? Is it a chimera?
Animorph.
Half animal, half creature?
Yeah.
I mean,
Centaur.
in
No,
Harry
that's-
Potter.
That's one of them. Let me see.
It's an animorph.
I think it's chimera.
That's not the type
You
of
don't
engineering
remember
I
the
do.
viral video of Justin Bieber when the camera caught his eyes turning into lizard eyes in his court case?
No.
And there's this whole...
Don't say that about the Beebs.
I know, but people
Not
were
the
saying
Biebs.
that's how he got to be so popular, is because he's actually a lizard person, as are most of the presidents of the United States. And the people that own BlackRock are definitely lizard people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We should call Taylor again. I bet he knows something
he knows
about
everything about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think in Station C
Is
a
a
lizard person?
person?
Yeah. Who's your best
I'm
guess?
sorry.
I mean,
No
hide in plain sight. I mean, maybe it's Taylor.
It could
be
be
Taylor.
Taylor.
I mean, what?
Or you. Those are the only
Yeah.
real options.
I wish I was a lizard person. I would love to have that kind of access.
Let me see your eyes.
They just blink to the side.
Yeah, I see that.
That's what you know when somebody's eyes blink from the side.
Yeah.
if they have that third eyelid. Do we have like a third eyelid?
No, dogs do though.
What do they use that for? Just sand?
To protect their eyes. If you ever see a dog when it's half asleep and you're like kind of weirded out by what you're seeing.
I love the Biebs. You tell me in the last 30 years, is there a bigger bop, as my daughter would say, than this?
Oh, I don't know.
How long do we have? 30 seconds before they shut us off?
Something like that.
So Mike, my husband's college mate, was the guy who discovered Biebs.
What?
And he was like super into music, really nerdy. He wasn't like, with the cool gang. And then he just like blew everyone away by discovering Biebs and making his career.
Holy smokes.
And he designed Biebs' reinvention.
Wow.
Who is this? Scooter Braun? Mm-hmm. That's you. Mike knows Scooter Braun?
Yeah.
One second.
Why don't we have Scooter Braun here?
Let's call him.
Let me tell you what. You want to know one of the biggest arguments that goes on in my house is between my 17-year-old daughter, Abby, and myself over Taylor Swift complaining about the album, her not having rights to her albums.
Oh, man.
And these Gen Zers, I'm talking to you, don't understand life.
Yeah.
She's like, but it's her music. I was like, no, she sold it. She sold it. She goes, but it's still her music. She created it. I was like, she created it and she sold it.
And did she create it though? How many people helped her? I'm just saying. I'm just wondering.
And she made $750 million last year.
Music stuff is weird. Music rights. Very,
rights are
very weird.
Yeah. I mean, listen, remember that guy, the first guy that had the rights to her music, signed his 13-year-old kid and put a lot of money in it. He signed probably 100 other people at the same time and sunk the same amount of money to them. It's a risk.
Right.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, she can't stand, I think his name was Porchetta. I've heard the name 1,000 times. And then Scooter Braun. And they're just the worst. They're the worst. Literally the worst. Literally the worst.
Do you think it's because they're men also?
Oh, yeah. Destroy the patriarchy.
Yeah. Take it down.
Yeah. Come on.
It's an easy shot.
What are we looking at?
I think we got like 3 more minutes. We've really talked it through. Yeah.
So let's get this show started. Coming at you from the Star Hill Dairy Market downtown, brought to you by Station C. We were going to talk a little bit about us today and what we do. I sell stuff for ABC Supply.
Do a lot of stuff.
You own the Juice Laundry.
Juice laundry.
Yeah. So there you
Dogs
go.
save
If you have any
dogs?
questions,
Yeah.
I think it kind of sums it up for both of us.
Yeah. Well, we do have some Station C news also.
What's this new Station C news?
Next Wednesday, the 19th, we've got a party at Cardinal Hall. If it's hot, we'll go inside, but we're hoping it'll be great outside.
Get your bocce on.
Hibachi on.
I love some bocce.
Nathan is heading up the tournament.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. He's just finding that out now. And you might have seen that Josh and Ben partnered to put a listing up online with an incredible infinity pool on the side of a mountain.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So everyone check that out.
Yeah. So guys, if you have a cool 1.9 million.
Yeah. If you got
122 million. That's not right.
No, if you have that, give it to me. But if you have 1.9, you can.
But if you want to
buy this
add, you can
land.
always add to it.
You can always add.
Make it 122
Right.
million.
Yeah.
You could do a Trump bathroom.
Yes. A Trump bathroom.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, let's go retro with this thing and make it solid gold. Interesting point about gold.
Oh.
How much gold do you think has been harvested by all of humanity? It's not as much as you think.
And are we talking about just the?
Just talking about
That's tough
gold.
since we're not on the gold standard. So it's hard to know.
Think about the gold rush.
So it's maybe gone up a little bit, but a
Okay.
few years ago, the amount of gold that humans have mined and processed was enough to fill up an Olympic swimming pool. That's it.
That's it.
There you go.
That
Now you
makes
know.
sense.
That is lower.
I saw people in Costa Rica be arrested for mining for gold in a rainforest.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of the beaches there back up to rainforest, so it's hard to find a way in.
Oh.
So a lot of people can't get to these beaches except locals, and so the locals, if you're friends with them, will take you there. So we're sitting on this totally secluded beach.
Yeah.
Helicopter comes in, all these people in big vests, and we're like, what the heck is going on?
That's not what you
they
said.
all rush into the
said the F word.
rush into the woods, and they come out, and they've got these guys like it was like out of a movie. They're tied in
Like
a
the
line.
A-team?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're tied in a line, and they're walking them down the beach, and these guys are hands tied behind their back but tied to each other,
Dang.
and they were carrying all this like gold panning
mining stuff.
equipment.
Wow.
It
Wow.
was wild.
That's it. You know what?
That's a cool experience.
That is pretty cool. Let's end on that.
I think we should.
What is next week's episode?
That's a surprise.
Was this 93? This is episode 93.
Oh, next week, Sydney's out of town.
I am.
Oh,
So I
so
think-
So we'll figure out something special.
okay, yeah, we'll
Stay tuned. Stay on your toes.
which means we
people.
won't be doing anything next.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
We don't. You don't know that.
You don't know that.
don't know
Well,
that.
take the time that you would have listened in and go to the Station C event.
Exactly.
Go to the July event.
Exactly.
And go to Sea Org. Check out Sea
And
Org.
see-
Don't
check out Sea Org.
join.
And if you know anyone,
join.
But if you do
them.
join, put me as a reference. I think I
Yeah.
get points.
Yeah.
That'll help me if I ever do go. I'll be like, I'm responsible for 6
You
people.
could be the alien communer.
Man, I wonder if we could have like some gene splicing.
I'm sure they have that figured out.
Have to, right?
Have to.
I mean,
How do you think the lizard people came to be?
it's true. I would just settle for getting rid of this sunburn itch. That would
Aloe.
be great right now. All right, that's it. This is episode 20-something.
It's been fun.
It's been something.
It's been great.
It's been
Hope you learned something
I hope
today.
you learned a lot about us today.
Yeah.
Because I think we really opened our hearts and pulled back the curtain as to who we are.
Right on the sleeve.
Yeah, right here.
Right there.
Right where I'm itching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just-
Do my push-ups. Can you tell?
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. Summer shred, baby.
Yeah, cut them up season. All right, we'll see you
Sometime.
eventually. Keep looking for us. So for the 10s and 10s watching, see ya.